want to support the platform just in case anything like this happens again, you can do it by way of PayPal, Patreon, Cash App, and also by the Anchor. And you can also further support the platform by way of going to the Teespring store or the shoe store that is located in the comment section below.
Hi there.
Hey.
What's this in your back pocket? I just saw you walking it.
The navigational aids. What's the problem? You a tyrant?
Yeah, I am actually. What's your name and date of birth?
I don't have to give that unless
Yes,
I'm
sir.
good.
I was investigating.
You have reasonable.
Do you want me to put you in handcuffs right now? Yes, sir, I do.
What is your suspicion?
It looks like you're carrying a gun in your back pocket. I'm stopping to make sure you're carrying it properly. You don't
have
have
you
to.
ensured that it's not a firearm?
No, you keep turning so I can't see it. You don't have to be a dick to me.
Well, you're being one to me.
No, sir. I'm doing my job.
Am I detained?
Yeah, you are. What's your name and date of birth?
It does not matter.
Yes, sir, it does.
Do you have a crime?
Would you like me
Call
to
your
put you in?
supervisor,
He's right
please.
here.
All right.
You don't.
Sir, what's she stop you for? For a walking stick.
So,
And it could look like a weapon. She asked you to present it, okay? Now she's asking me for ID. Okay. I don't need the ID unless there's reasonable articulated suspicion that I have committed a crime, am committing a crime, or about to do a crime. Sir, and her suspicion was that you were armed, okay? And she's asking you for your ID. Well, now she has verified that I am not armed. Okay. So there is no problem. You have your ID or not? I do have my ID, but you don't need it. Okay. Okay. Alright, get his address.
77 Whiskey Mike detained. I don't know where his wallet is.
Where's your wallet at, sir? I don't have a wallet on me.
Okay, where's your ID?
Where's your ID at? Pocket. Which pocket? You are not allowed to search me.
It's in this pocket.
There you go.
Thank you.
I want your names and badge numbers.
1257 on Nick 65427.
Yeah, 4427.
Preferably
Hotel
your cards.
322 457 6125440.
Yeah, 22, 23,
Sir, are you legally blind? Yes, I am. Okay. I had to walk up here in the dark for jury duty, which was canceled. Why aren't you using your stick? You don't have to use your stick all the time? Not all the time.
ID card alone.
26.
Green.
Alright, Mr. Hodges. Was that hard?
It's gonna be. I want your name and your badge number. You know, I put him in jail for resisting.
Okay. Alright, let's go.
I want your name and badge number too, sir.
Have a seat.
You wanna pick my property up, please?
I sure will, after you have a seat.
You wanna pull this out of my back pocket?
Sure. Here, I'll grab your jacket for you, too.
So to the Caucasian individuals out there, I done told y'all for, over 3-4 years now that sooner or later, the things that you have been able to witness and see take place with black people in the black community is going to soon enough end up at your doorstep. Slowly but surely is going to end up there. What you were just able to witness was a complete 100% injustice on this man. They stated that, oh, we got a call, or she basically deemed or thought that he had a weapon, right? And notice how he went to his back pocket and he basically pulled it out real quick, right? Now, if that was somebody else, we would have been looking at a whole matter of fact, I wouldn't even be able to show you the video because we all know what would have took place, right? And then on top of that, it wouldn't have been just her going up to that individual to see if they got a weapon, because they would have already pulled out their service weapons and then told the person to get on the ground and then started checking him and going through his pockets and everything like that, put him in the back of the squad car. They might have messed him up, a little bit, called 21 cop cars, right? But I digress. That didn't happen, right? So the guy basically showed the cane. It was a foldable cane. It's what, some people use if they are blind or if they are legally blind, right? POP, mama, holding it down. They'll sit up there and use that. But after it was already situated and shown that this is not what he has, that should have been the end of the story, right? The cop should have been like, you know what, my bad, I'm sorry. My eyes was playing tricks on me. I'm sorry. It was, some swamp gas that came from New Orleans that, bounced off of an in-earth, satellite onto like Venus, refracted, and then bounced off of the moon, and then came back onto a cloud, right? And then it shined on you. That's all you had to say, right? You made a mistake. But that's not what she wanted to do. And this is the problem with cops. Whenever cops get caught being wrong, they can never just admit that they are wrong. This is why everything always goes wrong. Always goes wrong. Like, what goes down in police training? Why is it possible that when a cop is wrong, they just can't sit back and say, you know what, you got me. I was incorrect. I apologize. I'm sorry. What can I do for you? Why is it so difficult for cops to do that? Now, mind you, some people will say, was like, well, he didn't have to be snarky. He has a little bit of an attitude. Maybe, his attitude. That no, he had every right to sit up there and have an attitude, because you claimed as though he had a weapon and he didn't have one. He showed you what it was, and then you still proceeded to ask him for identification. Not once, not two times, not three times, multiple times. Not just by her, but also by the superior that was there. And then they both decided to put him in handcuffs. For what? For what? What was the actual reason, other than you trying to be an a-hole because you were incorrect and you don't know how to deal with being incorrect in the public and somebody calling you out for being incorrect? What was a justifiable reason for you to put him in handcuffs? There was no reason for him to be detained. As he stated before, he is not in the process of committing a crime, nor did he commit a crime. He wasn't doing anything at all. And then they're still saying, oh, well, we need to just make sure, and we still need to, check your You don't need to check nothing. You assumed wrong. He proved your assumption wrong. You can clearly see he doesn't have anything else on his person. But yet, they still wanted to go deeper, and they still wanted to make it worse. So then after that, what did they decide to do? After they got his identification, went through his pockets, asked him some more questions that didn't even need to be asked, and he accommodated them by even still answering the questions that they decided to ask. And then once he gave one more response, the dude was like, oh, well, I don't like his attitude anyway. Just get him for resisting. What? What did he resist? He stood there the whole duration of the video. He never moved. I'm not even sure if he blinked. But yet, They wanted just to show how much power that they have over him and how much power he doesn't have. And this is the main thing that I keep telling people about cops. Everything is always about control. 100%, it's always about control. A lot of the times, these people who end up becoming cops, especially the men, they're the ones that ended up having like a father that was like a drunkard, that was, going after the mom, right? Sitting up there doing a variety of things in a house that were quite unsavory, right? And because they weren't able to go after dear old dad, right, and protect dear old mom and maybe their younger brother, they decided that, hey, it's my best bet to become an officer so that I can do whatever it is that I want to do and take that out on everybody else instead of taking it out on dear old dad. Version number two, you have a lot of these same guys who were bullied in middle school and high school and more than likely college if they even passed that far. And they were like, you know what? I'll never get bullied again because I'm going to be the one that makes the laws. They're all going to have to listen to me. They're all going to have to do what I tell them to do. Right? That's what these guys look like. Or option number three, you just have some people that are just born this way. So you got three different options on how it is that these cops basically exist. None of the options that I've stated has said that, yeah, it was basically a good person, a decent, caring person, and this person grew up and really just wanted to uphold the law and make sure that everybody else was going to get treated respectfully. No, that's just not the case because cops don't respect anybody except for the property owners, the government, and other people that are wearing the exact same color. That's it. That's it.
A few minutes later.
Update you and provide some information that will hopefully answer questions many of you have regarding this situation. On October 31st, shortly after 8 a.m., two of our deputies encountered Mr. James Hodges walking near the intersection of Marion Avenue and East Duval Street. The interaction resulted in the arrest of Mr. Hodges. Body cam footage that was provided to Mr. Hodges of this incident has recently been circulated across many outlets and has resulted in our office receiving a number of calls from concerned citizens. The arresting deputy was Jamie Godey and her supervisor, Sergeant Randy Harrison. The administrative investigation concluded the afternoon of 11/7 and allegations of policy violations against these two deputies were sustained. As a result of these findings, Sergeant Harrison will be demoted immediately, suspended without pay for 7 days, and will not be eligible for any favorable action for 2 years. Deputy Godey will be suspended without pay for 2 days. Both deputies will be required to undergo remedial training pertaining to civil rights. As sheriff, I take full responsibility for this event and want to extend my sincere apologies to Mr. Hodges for the actions of my deputies. I do not feel these deputies' actions were guided by ill intent, but rather by frustration and failure to rely on their training. I do want you to know that I'm deeply saddened of the negative impact that this has on our agency and this situation has caused to us. I want to reassure you that as your sheriff, we do make mistakes, but we take corrective action to fix them. This is how we get better. I want to applaud Mr. Hodges for actually reporting that and requesting the video. That's how we learn. I can promise you that we're going to work hard to try to get 100%, but we'll never be 100%. No one is.
So, long story short, what they basically told you is that we're going to do the bare minimum, and ain't nothing really going to happen. Realistically, they should be fired. I'm just going to be honest. This is not any type of an oversight. This wasn't a mishap. This was not a mistake. They did it on purpose. They worked as a team. They had an understanding, and they went directly with it. And at any point in time, the woman, she could have been like, you know what, this is, overstepping some boundaries. It's not really that serious. She didn't do that. She followed the senior officer. Because as I told people before, if people are cops there's a certain code that takes place, right? The we got outside bootlickers, and then we got internal bootlickers, and that's what that looks like, right? She's not going to go against her superior because that's going to look a certain type of way, right? And then words will spread towards other people. It's like, yo, man, I can't really work with her. Um, she was, being combative. She didn't want to listen. I gave her a certain order, all this other type of stuff. And that's how they'll start setting people up. And she was like, well, I'm trying to get in good. I'm trying to have a tenure, whatever it is. I'm trying to be a senior here. This is all I got in this small town, or, what have you. And she decided that this was the best thing for her to do. Like I said, to the Caucasian individuals out there, this is you. This is all you. And you think that this is something? You think that they're overstepping stuff now is going to get way, 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 way worse down the road. And you already know I'm going to be right here to report on it and to say I told you so. And as soon as you try to ask for help, I'm going to be on top of that building like Rorschach, and I'm going to whisper, no.